Hi, Dr. Bo here. Had a busy morning this morning. Wanted to tell you, I just had these thoughts come to my mind and I forgot that I even was teaching about them. But I was talking to a patient about the spinal cord. This is a different spine than we usually have, and it's part of the story. And the spinal cord has to have nutrition, and it's not red. So we talked about the spinal cord in my previous videos, and it's white matter and gray matter. Why isn't there any red matter? Because there's red matter, it would have blood in it, which has oxygen and nutrients. So where does the spinal cord get its nutrition from? Well, I was explaining to a patient, and I had the spine in my hand like this, and I said there's cerebral spinal fluid that surrounds the spinal cord. This is vertebrae. Got to line everything up, just like a patient before it makes its debut. This is a newer spine. And the cerebral spinal fluid moves. Now, who moves it? So blood, do we know who moves the blood? I said, who's the blood mover? And of course she said, the heart. The heart moves the blood, the pump. Do we have a cerebral spinal fluid pump? Do we ever think about that? How does our cerebral spinal fluid move? I'm asking the class. Oh, back there in the back, the neurosurgeon, can you tell me what makes the spinal fluid move? The spinal fluid moves by virtue of the moving of the spinal column. So as you walk down the street, your spinal cord moves, and that moves the cerebral spinal fluid. I believe it comes down the front and up the back, or comes down the back and up the front, and it circulates around the spinal cord, delivering nutrients to the white and gray matter to keep it nutrified. And how does it move? By the movement of the person. So what happens when you sit around all day and lay around all day? The cerebral spinal fluid sort of just sits in there. Now, it's produced in the ventricles and the brain, and that makes it come out and, put some pressure on it to go down and back up. But basically, it moves because you move. And that's why you need to do some mild exercises or whatever. If you're bedridden or whatever, don't just sit in the bed and be still. Your cerebral spinal fluid is not going to move, and your spinal cord is not going to have any nutrition. Does that lead to multiple sclerosis and other sclerotic or calcification of the spinal cord and the nerves? Probably. God bless. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much.